What is going on, you guys? I guess I kind of can tell you that I guess this is a new start. I honestly want to try to do this for at least till I get off the trail, which is going to be like a few more months, but might as well start. This is not necessarily a podcast, but y'all can call it a podcast or whatever, because honestly it's just me talking, ranting, usually probably either the morning or after work. So right now it's around 18:30, so this is kind of after work. It's whiteface, so therefore I can go home right after chow. But yeah, I was recording like a day in the life of like whiteface and all that, but I was only drilling my platoon, so I really couldn't have like hands on it anywhere on the camera or anything like on my phone and all that stuff. But I got as much as I could, which will be probably in a whole different vlog anyways. I guess I kind of want to talk to you guys about like mentorship, or about I guess being a drill. And honestly, this is just like a little like I'm shooting from the hip, talking to y'all about it a little bit of how I feel about it, and if you're about to be a drill sergeant, want to be a drill sergeant, or anything like that factor, this should come into mind. And a lot of people, especially trainees, people that are about to join the military, all that stuff, are usually scared of the drill sergeants. Usually about the yelling and all that stuff, which I get it. You know, that's what you majority see whenever you're watching stuff on the screen and all that, is that they're yelling. Like, drill sergeants are yelling, they're doing all this, they're scary, right? And I can tell you, yeah, it's somewhat like that, but I'm gonna tell you the white face of it. So, and this is my perspective, everyone can take it how they want to, but this took me a little while to figure out while I was a drill sergeant. I can tell you when I was a first time drill, and it was like necessarily my first cycle and all that stuff, I was like, I'm gonna yell, I'm gonna do this and that, you know, they have to be correct all the time, which they do and all that stuff. But I started seeing that they weren't really reacting to always the yelling and all that. And it took me maybe my second or third cycle to realize the method I was trying to use wasn't really going the way I wanted to. So if you want to be a drill and all that stuff, and this honestly this helped me become a better NCO, is that all people don't react to yelling the way that you want them to react. And I told my trainees, I asked them, I'm like, why do you think we yell? Just to be loud, drill sergeant, just that's how you act? Or they didn't really have a necessary like answer, but they tried. But I told them this, trainees, the reason why I yell, and maybe other drills are different, but the reason why I yell is so the person that's messed up I can fix, while if the other person over there is doing the same thing, they overhear it because they hear me yelling and they're like, oh, let me fix my foot, let me stand in the position of attention correctly and all that stuff. So it's not necessarily just because I want to embarrass you or anything like that. It's so the other trainee that's doing the same exact thing that's wrong gets fixed before I have to fix them. So that's my side of it. Then I have the other side where it is like where you now need to motivate them, right? So this is what I do in my face, right? This is one example. I remember one time I was running, and trains started falling out, and I'm just, here I am yelling, hey Trace, get up there, stop giving up, blah blah blah, all this spiel and all that stuff. And then, you know, there's things you say when you're yelling, and all of a sudden I took myself back, I took a step back, and instead of yelling anything negative or anything like that, I started putting it a little bit positive. Hey trainees, this is about to happen, you know, hey, make this hurt right now so it doesn't hurt when you do the PT test. You know, what's gonna hurt more, right now, or is it gonna hurt when you fail the PT test? Like, I started giving them a little bit more motivation. I started taking off kind of the drill hat and started putting the NCO, I am Staff Sergeant Hill, time to talk to my soldiers, you know? So sometimes, yeah, you gotta give them that tough love, but sometimes you gotta give them that, hey, trainee, check it out. This is why you're doing certain things. And sometimes you don't need to give them an answer of why they're doing certain things, but sometimes you gotta give them a little for them to be like, all right, I can do it, you know? And sometimes all trainees don't react to yelling, and that's just the gist of it. You know, it's not how the old school army is, where I bet, like, you can already see the comments in my YouTube and all that. Well, back in my day, I did this and that, and back in my day, shark attack was like this. Back in my day, all of this cursing and all that stuff. Back in your day, it was different. Back in your day, like, things change. History changed. If you keep doing the same thing, it's not like nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna get better. You know? So if you keep trying to do a certain way and a certain thing, like, it's just not gonna get better. Right? It's a certain quote. I'll post it up here or something. But it's like, what, chaos is thinking of doing the same thing and getting a different outcome. So obviously people change. The army's changed. The army made us change and adapt. And if you're in the military, right? If you have been in the military, or you've been in the army for a very long time, not just 4 years, 5 years, or whatever. If you actually been in the military for a very long time, it teaches you to overcome and adapt to changes. So if you're stuck with it in my day, that's how it was in your day. But look at everything that's happening now. You know, you can say back in my day the army was better, right? But back in your day, you're fighting with bayonets, and a lot of people were dying. But now there's different technology and all that. Therefore, our men and women can come home. So it was just, I guess it's just a little rant, but that's how I see it. So being an NCO, this taught me how to teach different soldiers different ways and learning different methods of actually teaching. Because there's so many different methods, and how I always thought, hey, this is how they should learn. You know, and before I was a drill, I was like, this is how I'm gonna be as a drill. I'm gonna teach them this way. They're gonna be squared away. They're gonna make sure they're like top notch, 100% and all that. I'm gonna yell if they don't. Like, there's a certain way I thought of myself and how I was gonna be as a drill sergeant. And I definitely can tell you, it's not as much as I thought it would be. So y'all can take it however you want to. Y'all can be like, oh, back in my day, you know, whatever. But I honestly won't say, like, honestly, a lot of people do a lot of this. But go ahead and put a hat and badge on and tell me what you would do different, right? If you want to say back in my day, or, you know, I remember in the military, then go ahead, come back in the military, or vice versa, or whatever, and go ahead, be that change, and be that drill sergeant that you want to be. Go ahead and be that drill sergeant that you tell me how to be. Because a lot of people will put their two cents in with the YouTube. Oh, you know, it shouldn't be like this. You know, they can say a lot of things. But at the end of the day, who has the hat and badge? I do. And if you really want to make a change, or you really want to walk the talk, go ahead. You're welcome to put in a volunteer packet to be a drill sergeant. And if you make it, right, if you're actually that top 10% that actually go through and make it, then by all means, go ahead and be that top, or go ahead and be that change, and do the whole in back of my day, and see how your trainings react. If they react well, then go ahead. If they don't react a certain way, I'm not gonna say I told you so, but I told you so. I've done this for a long time, or I can tell you I've done this for at least a year and a half. So I can say I somewhat know at least what I'm talking about, but I definitely know I've graduated my trainees. I made sure they're squared away, and I try to weed out the ones that are kinda, or that can't make it. But that's the gist of it. I'm heading home, gonna get some, or I'm gonna eat the dinner that's made for me. So can't wait for that. Hope you guys, I guess, I don't know if this is a podcast or whatever, because if I want a podcast, I want it to sound better. But I can say journal 1, diary 1, drill diary series 1. I don't know. Let me think of the thoughts, but hope you guys enjoyed this little talk. And if you guys enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you actually enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, then obviously I'm gonna make more videos like this, so y'all can hear my method or my thoughts of it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video or this little talk. I'll see you guys next one. Peace.